Hey everyone. This is Ammon, living on land, sitting. Actually, I'm a little dirty. I don't even know what my face looks like, so my bad if it's offensive. But I just wanted to mention something real quick that I was been thinking about, and so Max Egan had a couple Austrian guys come on his channel do a conversation about notices of liability. I apologize, I don't remember their names at the moment, but I'll put the link down below. This is just, it's really great though, because a lot of people, I mean, of course, but it's asking for solutions. Now, there's a lot of solutions. There's a lot of things you can do, a lot of things that you can just avoid doing that are also a solution. But this is a really good one, and I never heard anyone put it as good as these two, where they're saying they're notices of liability. So when to do this, I do a good analogy for regulation. When the government regulates something, essentially what they're doing is subsidizing the liability. So like, oh, well, if you build this bridge the way that we say, then yeah, I mean, that's actually a good one. So, hire a contractor, build the bridge the way that government says, everything's approved, it gets inspected. That means the government signed off on it, and that means they're really the ones accepting liability. Unless the contractor did something shady and they find out about it, but that means the government's then accepting liability. So they're doing the same thing with vaccines, 5Gs, all that stuff. And what they do with the vaccines is say, basically, it's not the producing company selling it straight to you as a product and guaranteeing it, which is why the market works the way it works. Is so if they sell you something that kills you, you hold them responsible. That's not how it goes. They're actually selling it to the government, and they also did that more than 20 years ago, more than 30 years ago, act where they give them all immunity, and then the government sets up their own damages court because they've subsidized their liability, so anyone who gets damaged has to go to their court. The companies themselves are not liable. And the government knows this, and lots of people know this, that there's always someone liable, and it's at the top. And so if the government is saying we're subsidizing your company's product's liability, that means they're responsible. Now, what they do is they offer you the damages court as, okay, well, if you get damaged, here you go. If you've taken a product from them and been damaged, it's kind of a little bit too late. I wouldn't claim to know. I don't know exactly, but it's too late for this tactic anyways. But if you want to do something that will make a difference, at least for you and your family, and if enough people do it, it makes a difference for everybody, and you notice whomever is at the top who should have liability there. So if the government says the pharma company doesn't have liability, that means the government has liability. So you want to send a notice directly to governor, president, whoever's signing off on it, attorney, and say, look, no thank you. I don't need the damages court. What I need is, or what your notice says is that you're holding them responsible as a man. That somebody has to be liable. Somebody has to guarantee something works, because he who does not accept liability has no credibility. So if they're claiming to have credibility, they say it works, they say you need to do it, they're accepting liability. That's just the way it works. And so what these two guys are talking about, and I love the way they say it, is they're talking about being a maverick. And I love this. People need to think about this more, because And what they mean by that is just say what you, like, just sit down and think about it and say what you mean. Say, hey, I don't like this. I'm not okay with this. And if you put towers right next to my house and my family gets sick, I'm holding you personally responsible. Not personally. So, like, you enter name as a man or woman responsible. And that's noticing them ahead of time. Say other things too. Look up notices of liability. There's plenty you can read. I'll leave the link to these guys' video. Plenty you can read. It's just if you're hesitant to take bigger steps on noticing and correcting your status, this is a little thing that you can do. This is literally like how the world works. Whether you're doing this or not, liability is being passed around. And you're not going to go to a car mechanic and say, hey, fix my brakes, but, if you forget to put brake fluid in there and I die, it's not your fault. I'll hold someone else responsible, don't worry. You don't say that, right? You hold people responsible for what they are claiming and what they're doing. End of story. So there's this is a good, simple thing. People get their feet wet. That will help protect you. Is just be a maverick and state those things outright. What are you afraid of, and what do you want to notice people, write about? So that's really it. Notice of liability. I have quite a few things out there. I think I have a fee schedule for this. I don't know exactly what, but there's a fee schedule for anyone who tries to administer medical treatment non-consensually. Anyway, I'm not worried about that, and that, things are more consensual than you realize. Anyway, let's get off topic. Do your Maverick notice of liability next time you're worried about someone screwing you over, because get it notarized, take a copy, do a registered mail so you know that they've got it, because 99.9% of the time they're not gonna respond, which is actually a good thing. So if you have the registered mail receipt that they signed for, meaning they received it, and notice to principals is notice to agent, then they've got it. And so that's the trick that they use on the masses of tacit consent, where they put an offer out there, and if you don't say no specifically, they say you said yes. That's the same thing for them. It's the same principle. And people don't... This is a huge... it's a programming on TV. They think that there is no equality under the law. There is. You just don't really realize how it works. But equality under the law. So they've accepted. Anyway, it's pretty dark. There's a bird yelling on my porch. That's it. I think I'm gonna go. Hopefully you can see this. Alright. Good luck.